Hi everyone and welcome. Today we're talking about one of the most overlooked yet critical components of any company's cybersecurity strategy, and that is security awareness training. I'm joined by Eric Hammond, Data Center Technical Manager at MIS Solutions, who's here to explain why security awareness training isn't just a nice to have, it's a must for protecting your business, especially as cyber threats continue to rise. So today we'll cover what makes a great training program, how it helps defend against real-world attacks, and why insurance providers are starting to take it seriously too. So welcome, Eric.
Thank you.
Let's start by going over why is ongoing security awareness training more effective than just doing it once a year?
Yeah, so that's a great question and a good starting place for the discussion. So one thing to remember is that cyber threats are constantly evolving, right? We're not getting hit with the same emails about a Nigerian prince wanting to send us millions of dollars, right? Mm-hmm. And so the cyber threat landscape has changed. Well, so must our training, right? And so we have to constantly evolve the training to keep pace. We have to enforce through repetition, right? And so we need to have constant training, instead of a one and done mentality, right? Where we're just checking the box, we did it for the one time for the year. We need to have constant reinforced training, right? So this actually builds a culture of security, right? Mm-hmm. Another thing to think about is what we call microlearning, right? And there's periodic phishing simulations that most people are pretty accustomed to at this point. They might get them monthly, quarterly, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But these are to make sure that, hey, is the information that we're consuming when it comes to our training program actually sinking in? Is it actually working, right? And so it's those components that really go into a good security awareness program.
Right. Okay. What are some of the most common types of cyber threats that security awareness training helps protect against?
Yeah, so they really revolve around a couple of main topics, right? The first would be really related to email. And so we'd be talking about phishing, spear phishing, business email compromise, right? Those would be a couple of the main ones, but also we don't want to forget about just your run-of-the-mill social engineering that may have nothing to do with technology at all. It could be a phone call, it could be a text message, right? No one's credentials were compromised, right? Just got a phone call from someone trying to scam them, right? And so it helps protect against the email attacks, right? It helps protect against the social engineering, which is often forgotten, but is included in a security awareness training. Another thing that is very helpful and an integral component or part of these programs is teaching us about password hygiene, right? Safe browsing habits and mobile device security.
You mentioned social engineering, and I think I read somewhere where AI is really helping criminals to up their game.
Without a doubt.
So that's a security awareness training address.
It does.
With AI.
Yeah, absolutely. And and that's one thing. If you're looking at trying to find the right security awareness training program for your company, you need to be thinking about those things. We know we're using AI in our daily lives now, and so are the threat actors out there.
Yeah, got it. So how are cyber insurance providers responding to the importance of employee security awareness training?
Yeah, so they're actually doing it in a couple of ways. One of the most meaningful ways is they're requiring security awareness training as a condition for being underwritten for insurance, right? It's a condition for coverage, right? It could also affect your premium if you don't have it implemented. And it's also not just do you have it, check the box. It's let me see evidence that your users are actually taking the training, not that you've assigned them the training, but they're actually doing it, right? And so if the insurance companies are paying out these claims, find it that important, right? That should tell you something. So should we, right? So again, it could be tied to lower premiums, and some providers, like I said, they're asking for this evidence. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for you to get an email from your insurance provider when it's time to renew saying, okay, hey, let me see a report that shows these exams assigned and taken.
Okay, so you can't just say, yeah, we're doing it.
5 years ago you could, not today.
So what should a good security awareness training program include, and how can small businesses implement it without breaking the bank?
Yeah. So, it needs to have a combination of interactive modules, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look, we all love the videos. I'm joking.
Mm-hmm.
We all hate the videos, right? It is what it is. But you need, you need a good combination. You need some interactive modules where you're actually interacting with the training. You need some videos, right? It's just part of it. You need a more holistic approach. And so, yeah, it's interactive modules. It's real world phishing tests, right?
Mm-hmm.
To actually see, are folks consuming, digesting, and taking in this information, this training, right? And it needs to be a tool that updates their training, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this a few times, but if you see that they haven't updated their training in 18 months, a year, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
That may not be the program for you, right? And I will say that MI Solutions, and you're very much aware of this, we use a product called Know Before. Know Before is cost effective. It's very user friendly to set up. I'm not getting paid by Know Before, but I do like Know Before.
Well, they've been around forever.
They have
They're
been
one of
around.
the oldest security awareness training platforms out there.
That's right.
So, Eric, thanks so much for sharing those insights. And if you're a small or mid-sized business, don't wait for an incident to start educating your team. Make security awareness training a part of your culture now. And until next time, stay cyber smart.